Welcome back. On Monday, Major League Soccer plans on naming Sacramento as the Pro League's 29th franchise. That means a brand new soccer stadium for the capital city set in the Sacramento Railyards. The development is set to double the size of downtown Sacramento. ABC 10's Becca Habegger joins us now live from there. And Becca, you know the Railyards will hold more than just a professional soccer stadium, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, earlier this year, Kaiser Permanente announced that it's going to be building a medical center on the west side of the Railyards by I-5. That soccer stadium you mentioned is going to be on the east side of the railroads. And then in between, there's going to be a bunch of residential, commercial, some hotels, bars, and restaurants. And we asked the developer of that commercial residential space what these MLS plans are going to mean for him.
Sacramento native Denton Kelly is the managing principal with LDK Ventures. That's the company developing much of the Railyards, not the soccer stadium itself, but hotels, shops, and apartments around it.
I think the whole community is going to be very pleased when they see just the sheer magnitude of development that's finally going to be occurring in the Railyards after all these years.
LDK Ventures plans on building 5,000 to 6,000 new housing units in the Railyards, a mix of affordable housing and market rate. And renovations to these historic Railyard buildings will create shops, restaurants, and office space.
12.5 million cars every year drive by the Railyards. And since 1994, they've seen an empty, rusted out, old rail yard. And now you're gonna have 12.5 million cars drive by the Railyards, and they're gonna go, wow, everything's really starting to happen in the Sacramento region.
Barry Broom, president and CEO of the Greater Sacramento Economic Council, says a Major League Soccer designation for Sacramento would bring more jobs and visitors to the city.
Development increases jobs and tax income.
Some of those workers might live right here in the Railyards, within walking distance of a Major League Soccer stadium.
An employer is not going to come here because now soccer's here, but it may be what tips them. It's the tipping point that all of a sudden we've put all these pieces in place and like, oh, and you got soccer? Okay, let's talk about it, right? So it's just, it's a little extra icing on the cake for what's going to be a very successful project.
Success, finally, after a long string of rejections and delays in getting Major League Soccer to choose Sacramento.
We're going to become the community that I know we can become, because now we've learned how to fight and scrap and get up and fight and scrap and win. And that's how you become a winning community.
A community that's indomitable.
Indomitable, indeed.
Yeah, so much excitement about this upcoming Major League Soccer announcement. You know, the developer says that you will probably be seeing construction here for the next 10 to 15 years as he completes everything that he has in those plans. It's going to be fantastic. It's just across the bridge from downtown Commons, Chris. And as you know, that doubles the footprint of Sacramento's downtown area. So that'll be a huge amenity for the city.
Indeed. The stadium itself, multi-million dollars with all the other development around it. This is big news for the capital city. We thank you, Becca. And keep in mind, Major League Soccer is expected to make this all official on Monday. Sacramento's Republic FC is inviting the public to a block party Monday night on the Capitol Mall. They are promising food, games, and of course, that big announcement. ABC 10 will be there bringing you all the big updates.